Alright, it's time to install the sink, and the sink came with a template as well. So I've measured between the inside of the window case, and it's 34.5 inches. So 17 1/4 is the midway point. That's right here. So I've got that sitting there so I can eyeball this and get it close. And I have the same limitation where I can't come any closer than 3.5 inches from the front. So I'm going to go 4 inches with this one. And let's see if I just flush that up, what that does. Oh yeah, that's 4 1/4 inches, so that's what I'm going to do. I'll flush that up, and that'll give me a good location. So let me get this marked out best I can. And I know this doesn't have to be exact. Alright, that looks pretty good. Alright, now it's time to cut out the sink, the hole for the sink. So alright, next what I need to do is get the sink secured in place. And I've got some clips here. And these have a little locking mechanism. They lock into the side right here, and then it allows you to screw up, and this secures it in place. So I want to, these are not that easy to get on. I want to see if I can get, okay, that actually went on pretty easy. I thought I could get one side of these in place. Then I could work on at least getting one side secure, and then the other side I'll have to do from underneath. Alright. Go grab a screwdriver and we'll get that tightened up and then get the other side done. Alright, I remembered that this wasn't attached yet. All I had to do is flip it up, and it made getting these in a lot easier. Alright, now for the fun part. I gotta pull this away and then I can get behind there. Get my pump mounted, connected to my 12-volt system, and then run my piping. Okay, one smart thing that I did is when I had this wall torn apart, I ran wiring for my pump right there. And that is right next to where I'm going to mount the pump. So I should be able to get that connected up with no problem. Alright, I think it might be easier for me to make my connections to the pump before I install it. So, the kit did come with some plumber's tape. Don't know how much there is. But I believe this is righty-tighty. Yep. So I want to put my tape on clockwise. And I've got my strainer here. Goes on the inlet side. Let me make sure this is the inlet. Yes, there's the arrow pointing in that direction. So this is the inlet. Let's get this installed. Okay. Now I need to have my hose adapters installed. Okay. Now this hose is going to come from my water source. Alright, this has got to reach from here over. I'm going to go ahead and get this mounted and get everything in place. That way I know exactly how much hose I need. Might as well connect up my wires while I'm here. Okay, I'm going to have to pull the fuse because I don't want my pump running. Okay. Got the fuse pulled, so I should be able to connect this up. Okay. Now this is a pressure actuated pump, so once I get all of my plumbing hooked up, I can put my fuse back in. This will not run unless the pressure drops. This is going to go to my water source, which is a 7-gallon water drum, and it connects with this, so I need to get that installed and secured. Okay, and now I need to get one of these clips and install on the pump side. Okay, here's my water source. I've got the female end. I drilled a 3/4 inch hole in the top of this cap and then installed this. And now I've got this end here, which just snaps into place. And that becomes a nice tight seal. And then the reason I'm doing it this way is because when I'm done with my visit at the cabin, I can just release it, take this with me, and fill it up again and bring it with me so it's portable. Okay, the next thing I need to do is I need to get my water faucet installed right here. So let me grab that, figure out what size hole I need to drill, and we'll get that drilled. Okay, so this is 18 inches wide. So I've put a mark here at the 9-inch mark, and that's where I'm going to drill my hole. Okay, I'm going to want it like that. Alright, I got this all tightened down, so it seems to be okay. That'll be nice. This will swivel as well. So now what I need to do is I need to put these adapters on so that I can connect hose to this. So I've got both the hot and the cold, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to combine those so that, you know, I've only got cold water. That way, whether I've got hot or cold turned on, it's going to work. So I need to put some tape on here, get these installed, run some pipe to my adapter. It's going to go 2 to 1, and then I can have this go to the output of my pump. And that's really all there is to it. Once I get all those connections made, I can turn my fuse back on, and the pump should be fine unless I'm actually using, you know, I open my water faucet. I've got to get my pliers so I can tighten that down. I'll do that in a minute. Alright, let me get my pliers, tighten those down, and we'll get it connected here. Okay, same thing here. Okay, now the faucet is connected together, so now I can take the last bit of remaining hose, and hopefully it's long enough, and this one end will connect here, the other end will connect to the output of the pump. And once I get those connections made, I should be able to turn my fuse back on without the pump running. Okay, that's complete. Let's get this onto the pump. Okay, let's go put that fuse in and let's give this a little bit of a test. Okay, my drain system is going to be pretty simple. I just got this flexible drain kit, which this will screw onto the bottom of the sink, and then this will fit into this tub and create a nice seal where this can drain into. And you know, this is flexible and the hose itself is flexible, so you know, there's a lot of options. Put the gasket there. Okay, it's good and tight. Get my drain. All right, let's turn the fuse on and let's see what happens. Okay, it should take a minute to come up to pressure. Let's see if we've got running water. How about that? And it's draining into my drain bucket. All right, we've got running water in the cabin.